What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality Podcast. I'm your host. I am Caitlin Kenna, and today, guys, what I wanted to talk about is I wanted to get on a topic because there's a reel, and it's kind of going viral. You know, there are a lot of reels nowadays, and all these sounds go viral, and I'm starting to kind of understand these things. Now, let's be honest, guys, being something going quote-unquote viral is kind of just a concept, right? Nothing really goes viral. Someone just shares it who has a lot of influence, and then millions of people see it all at once, so they all act on it all at once, and everybody creates reels, and you just see it fucking everywhere, right? It's like those reels where, like, you hear the audio, and, like, it's stuck in your head, and throughout the entire day, you're singing that audio in your head, or you're reenacting it in life. It's kind of sad. But there's an audio. It's just a song. And the premise of the reel is that you show, you today in a moment where you're like, I wish this. Like, I wish I had more money, or I wish that I could be stronger, or I wish that I had more muscle. And then the music like slows down and it goes to like past you, and it's like, we make money, we're independent, ? Or we work out, ? And it's like to show you how far you've come, right? And I wanted to hop on this one because this is something that happens to me a lot. I find myself being frustrated in the moments of now because I focus too much on things that I don't have or things that I haven't earned yet, right? And I want to tell a story when it comes to it because I did hop on this trend, right? And I told a story in the post, and I'm sure nobody read the post because that's just how social media is nowadays. We just watch the video, double tap, like, maybe throw a little heart in the comments, and we don't really actually read what people have to say. And the story kind of goes back a week ago, or I guess 2 weeks ago. So last week, I took a deload week. And a deload week is a week of training where you actually lower the volume, lower the intensity, in order to give your body time to recover, and more than anything, give your central nervous system time to recover. So that way you can continue to get stronger, continue to build muscle, continue to increase performance without hitting a threshold where your body cannot adapt anymore, which happens when the body becomes overtrained. So it's important to take deloads when you're training very, very hard or very, very heavy with a lot of intensity or volume, every 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks, depending on the person, depending on the programming. And now this is the first deload week that I have ever taken. So, yes, it fucked with my mind quite a bit because if you know me, then you know that I'm that person who's always like, okay, I'm not doing enough. What else can I do? I need to do more. I need to push harder. I need to lift heavier. I need to do more when it comes to my work. I always am looking for more, and I'm trying to learn this, and I am starting to implement it into my life because I tell it to my clients all the time, is that more isn't always better. Better is better. And that's something that my coach Eric says. Better is better. So what we focus on with my training is intention and intensity, and not necessarily just like, hey, let's just go and work for 3 hours. It's more like, hey, let's go into the gym and have full intent and intensity behind every movement that we do. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. The only thing that matters is that we're getting the stimulus out of that training session that we went in there to get. So I took a deload week, and the reason why we decided to take a deload week, it wasn't my decision. It was my coach's decision. It was last Sunday. I actually hopped into the Wodify app where we do all of our programming for our clients. And he was like, hey, when you look at your programming, it's going to be a lot different, but trust me, this is it. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So I looked at it and I almost cried because I was not ready for this mentally. So what happened next was that he explained to me why we're taking that deload week, because I'm always somebody, again, who needs to know why I'm doing something. Like, I understand that a deload week is important, but why now? And he said, well, last week when you were doing your squat cleans and you messaged me, I was doing 10 by 2 squat cleans. So it was 10 sets, 2 reps. It was really heavy weight for me. And I texted him after the first set and I said, hey, I just almost failed my first set. Should I lower the weight or should I keep going until I fail? And he said, keep going till you fail. When you fail, that's when you reduce the load. I said, cool. I didn't think that there was any risk of injury. It was just like, ooh, I almost failed that rep. I ended up being able to get through all 10 sets without failing a rep. So that goes to show you that you can do more than you think. But between that and also really just screwing up on a workout later in the week where I redlined basically, and it was a shit show and I wasn't able to perform the way that I felt like I could have because I was just so fatigued. He was like, hey, that's why it's time to take a deload. Cool. So took the deload. I'm back at training this week and it feels damn good. And that deload did me a lot of good and it taught me a lot of lessons, especially when it comes to the importance of mobility, properly warming up, properly fueling your body, all of these things that I already knew, but always good to have a little bit of a reminder. So why do I talk about the deload week when I'm telling this story about the reels? Well, that squat clean session is where that story begins. And I wanted to give you a little bit of a background. So I remember doing those squat cleans and like almost failing the second rep. And as proud as I was to be able to finish all 10 sets without failing when I thought that I was going to fail the first set, I finished and I felt good for maybe like 15, 20 seconds. And then I took a step back and I was like, fuck, why was this so hard? Like, why am I not stronger? I work so damn hard every single day, not just with my training. I kick my ass in my garage, but not just that, like I fuel my body, I manage my nutrition, I hydrate, I try to sleep as best as I can, right? Between everything that I have going on, I'm trying, and I'm doing everything possible to get stronger, but why am I not stronger? And I started kind of feeling sorry for myself, and I started kind of throwing a little bit of a pity party. And it took a couple days for me to actually realize this. In fact, like I was sitting down and I was thinking, okay, how am I going to use this reel sound with my journey? Because, coming from an eating disorder, I was like, cool, I'm able to like implement it where it's like, okay, I'm working out now, I'm getting stronger, I'm building muscle. But before, I didn't even think I was going to live like another couple of days, let alone be able to do the things that I'm doing today. And I took a video of that squat clean session and I thought, So I was so frustrated in that moment because I felt like I wasn't strong enough, when in all reality, I should stop getting caught up in what I don't have right now and start focusing on all of the things that I've been able to build since that first picture that I used in that reel back in 2015 when I was 90 pounds soaking wet and I felt like I was going to pass out walking up a flight of stairs because of how weak I was. I probably couldn't even lift a barbell, let alone do squat cleans with the weight that I was doing last week. And I tell this story because I know that there's something in your life right now that you're frustrated with. And you're frustrated because you're not there yet, right? Maybe it has to do with money. Maybe it has to do with a relationship, with a career. Damn, why am I not further ahead in my career? Well, where are you now compared to where you were when you started? If you've been consistently putting in work and being honest with your efforts, then I'm sure you're pretty far ahead. I used to do this all the time when I worked at the gym. For those of you who don't know, before the COVID shutdown, I actually worked for gyms. So I went from personal trainer to fitness manager to sales manager to general manager. And I remember that when I was a sales manager and I was the top sales manager in the company for over 6 months, right? And I remember sitting there in my office and thinking, why the fuck am I not a general manager yet? And as frustrated as I was, if I had the same mindset that I do today, I think that I would have been better off. And I think that I would have gotten that promotion a lot faster because I wouldn't have been so just like feeling sorry for myself constantly, right? I could have thought, well, I'm a sales manager of the top gym in North Carolina, and I'm at the top of the stats every single month for lives changed. So I got here and I started as a personal trainer. Like entry-level personal trainer, 0 clients, scared to go out on the floor to even pursue a client, and wondering why the hell anyone would want to listen to me. And now I'm here. And then when I finally got that promotion to general manager, that's when I finally kind of took a step back and was like, shit, look at how far I've come. And you would think that I would be satisfied in that moment, but I wasn't, because I always wanted more, which is okay. It's important to always want to pursue excellence and pursue more in your life, and to understand that success is never ending. Success isn't something that you reach it and you hit a ceiling and that's it, right? It's not like you get the promotion and that's it. You make the money, that's it. You reach your PR or your goal weight and that's it. That's not it, right? Success is a never-ending pursuit of the fulfillment of your true potential. And we don't really know what our true potential is. And most of us put a cap on what we think that we can accomplish. And we never actually pursue more because we don't believe that we can. So you're standing in your own way the majority of the time when it comes to these things. So I tell you this story because I know that I needed to hear it, and I know that you do too. Somebody out there needs to hear this. I'd venture to guess most of us do. Never forget how far you've come. Never. Never forget how far you've come, but also don't be complacent with where you're at. Pursue more. Earn more. Work every fucking day to be the best version of yourself. And the person that you envision as the best version of yourself, go for more. Because you always have more. I promise you. Because there have been so many moments in my life where I think I have nothing left. This is it. I have nothing. But then all of a sudden I have a lot more. And I'm sure you've been there at one point in time in any different circumstance of your life. So don't get caught up in today's hustle and bustle. Don't get caught up in the grind. I hate that word. Focus on what you have. Focus on how grateful you are for the life that you have right now. Guys, if you're listening to this podcast, that means that you have a phone, you have a laptop, you have some form of technology that most people in third world countries wouldn't even begin to understand. If you go into your kitchen and you flip on a switch of a faucet, you have clean water. Yet you're focused on why you're not there. Be patient. Be aggressive, but be patient in your pursuit. You're going to get there. Just keep working and be honest with yourself. Be honest with the process. Trust the process. Understand that you can always do more, but never forget where you came from, because I know that I forget all the time. But guys, I hope that helped. I hope that helped one person out there. And if you guys need anything at all, you can always reach out. I'm always here to help. But go out today and do one thing that's going to take you one step closer to where you want to be.